Prabhuji, is your video on?
Yeah, recording may not be needed. It's live on Facebook, YouTube is enough. Okay, now today we have around 100 people now here. Many of you are doing service also tomorrow. More are welcome. Those who are still not joined the services, you can contact Shivani Mataji or write to me. You can be part of various services. We really need a lot of people this time, having the batch cross 30,000. Okay, now coming to the chapter 1. So we have very nice presentation. Chapter 2. This is one of the presentation today. Windows. Appearance Day, Gita 3. Yeah, this is called Gita 3 also. Third class, chapter 2. Okay. Now, anybody remembers what was the main reason we are not the body? We discussed this whole chapter. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisheshai Shunyavadi Panchad Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we discussed various reasons. Can anybody tell me what are the main reason you feel?
Prabhuji, can I say?
Yes, among 18 I told you, what you remember as the main reason.
Prabhuji, feelings and emotions cannot just be chemical reactions of the body.
Okay, then
Uh, then, as the body changes from childhood to adulthood and then old age, every cell of the body keeps changing. Like the physical body changes.
Okay, good.
And
Anybody
Krishna himself is saying it in Gita.
anybody else likes to add? Nobody likes to add something? You have an opportunity, no? Nobody. Oh, people do not have a chance. Yes, anybody likes to add something? Yes, Sampit, unmute yourself. Yes, Rachuri.
Namaste, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
The body is like one discarding the regular dresses. When it time comes, the body is discarded, and the soul within which it is there, which is uh, a permanent affair, goes away into another body to which it is migrated. That is why the body is not the real thing. It is the temporary thing into which this soul has been
Correct.
fitted in.
Body is constantly changing, the same soul. Anna, that's what your argument.
Ha, Prabhuji.
Very good. Very good. Yes, anybody else? Final, one more person. Now, if I say among various arguments we had, which is the most important argument? Anybody would like to say the one, which is the most important? Bhakti Mataji, among all you said, which is the most important argument?
Lord Krishna himself is saying it.
Yes, you are there in the morning class?
No, no, Prabhuji.
Yes. Today, the last day, can you believe 30, 40 people are registering in a minute? No.
Yes.
Oh, oh, can't believe the speed. My whole eyes are on my mobile only.
Yes.
Okay, now let us me go to the presentation. See, when Srila Prabhupada was to talk about this, here, we will now, somebody is going to read. Anybody like to read who has a good reading in English?
Can I try, Prabhuji?
Okay, you try. One more person can take the role of the doctor. Any one person. Lalitji,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
you are the doctor, and Prabhuji, Rachuriji is the, will speak for Prabhupada.
Sure.
Yes.
Can I get started now? Doctor,
Great.
can
Yeah.
you scientifically prove that the soul exists? I mean, it is purely a matter of belief or
No, it is a scientific fact. Our science is perfect because we are receiving knowledge from the perfect source, Krishna. And modern so called science is imperfect because the scientist's knowledge is received from imperfect sources. However, great a scientist you may be, you have to admit that your senses are imperfect. Is it okay,
yes,
Prabhuji?
yes.
Yeah. Perfectly is
So,
going. Ah,
so imperfect senses can give only imperfect knowledge. What you are calling scientific knowledge is bogus because the men who have produced that knowledge are imperfect. How can you expect perfect knowledge from an imperfect person?
It's a question of degree.
My point is that if you are unable to give perfect knowledge, what is the use of taking knowledge from you?
Yes, I accept that view, but how do you prove that the soul exists?
You take information from the perfect source, Krishna, or from Krishna's representative, who repeats the words of Krishna. That is our process of proof. Evam parampara praptam. Transcendent knowledge must be received in disciplic succession. We don't accept knowledge from a rascal. We accept knowledge from Krishna, the Supreme. I may be a rascal, but because I am receiving the knowledge from the perfect source and repeating that. Whatever I say is perfect. A child may be ignorant, he does not know what is what, but because he has learned that a certain article is called table, when he says, Father, this is a table, his words are perfect. Similarly, if you hear from the perfect person and believe that, then your knowledge is perfect. Krishna says, Tatha Dehantara Prapti. After death, the spirit soul enters another material body. We accept it. We don't require proof from a so called scientist who is imperfect.
So the question of belief comes first.
It is not a question of belief, it is not belief, it is fact.
Yes, but how do you prove that fact?
That Krishna says so is proof.
Where very scarcely it has been said by Krishna, but
That is our Vedic proof. Whenever we say something, we immediately quote from the Vedic literature to support it. This is our process of proof. It is just like that in the law court. When a lawyer is arguing in the court, he must quote from previous judgments. Then his argument will be accepted by the judge as a legal proof. Similarly, as soon as we say something, we immediately support it by quoting from Vedic literature. That is the way of proof in spiritual matters. Otherwise, what are the scriptures for? If they are merely products of mental speculation, what is the use of these books? Of course, the Vedic literature also presents the absolute truth with all logic and reasoning. For example, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dehino asmin yatha dehi. Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Prapti Dhirah Tatra Na Muhyati. The soul is changing his body from childhood to youth and from youth to old age. Similarly, the soul enters another body at death. What is the illogical presentation? This is scientific. For an intelligent man, this is scientific proof. And if he is still dull headed, what can be done?
But the soul is invisible. How can you be so sure it exists?
Just because something is invisible doesn't mean we can't know it exists. The subtle body of mind, intelligence, and ego is also invisible to you. But you know that the subtle body is there. We have two kinds of bodies, a gross body of the earth, water, fire, air, and ether, and a subtle body of mind, intelligence, and ego. You can see the body of earth, water, and so on. But can you see the subtle body? Can you see the mind? Can you see the intelligence? Yet everyone knows you have a mind and I have a mind.
There are something abstract, you know.
No, not abstract. They are subtle matters. That's all. You simply have no eyes to see them.
Well, at present, we have three methods of studying the intelligence.
Anyway, you accept that subtle body exists even though you cannot see it. That's my point. Similarly, soul exists even though you cannot see it. The soul is covered by the subtle and gross bodies. What is known as death is the annihilation of the gross body. The subtle body remains and carries the soul to a place where he can again grow another material body just suitable for fulfilling the desires of his mind. English guys, you mean the subtle body and the soul are the same thing? Srila Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada. No, the soul is different from the subtle body. The soul is finer than intelligence. These things are explained in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 42, sloka 42. Indriyani parani ahur, indriyebhyaha param manaha, manasastu para buddhir, yo buddhehe, paratastu saha. First of all, in the gross understanding, we are aware of all the senses of the body. Those who are like animals think that the senses are all in all. They do not understand that the senses are controlled by the mind. If one's mind is distorted, then his senses cannot work. He is a madman. So the controller of senses is the mind, and above the mind is intelligence, and above the intelligence is the soul. We cannot see even the mind and intelligence. So, how can we see the soul? But the soul has his existence, his magnitude, and if one has no understanding of the spirit soul, he is no better than an animal because he is identifying himself with his gross and subtle bodies.
Okay, thank you very much. You see, the Prabhupada's very interesting and surprising answer was, we say we are not the body. Main answer is what Krishna says. Generally, we will use it as the last argument. But for an acharya, for a devotee, that's the first argument. Because Krishna cannot be wrong. You see that how faith he has. Isn't it so happy to be in shelter of such a devotee? Isn't it? Correct? Because we take knowledge from Krishna, our knowledge is perfect. That's a devotee. He has full faith in the words of the Lord. And our knowledge, our logic, our these things can be sometimes wrong, sometimes right. But Krishna can never be wrong. He's always correct. So that you see how beautifully Prabhupada takes it. It does tell this person later some logical argument of the hey, because he's not able to understand this argument, but still, this is so beautiful. Okay. So now I hope you enjoyed this. Now I would like to show you one small video of Prabhupada where Prabhupada clarifies this point. I think what I'll do that the videos of Prabhupada I'll enclose to you because I have a tremendous time pressure because of the course running now. I'll yeah, in the morning time they love the videos, but today I'll proceed with the shloka. This is the shloka we studied last time. Last shloka we studied. And Bhagavad Gita started at this point. Kalpana dosha vata savava. Krishna says, Arjuna says, mind is bewildered by miserly weakness. Therefore, I'm coming to you, Lord. Sadharma sambuddha cheta. I'm bewildered to know what is my duty now. Yasheha. Please tell me what is ultimately good for me. Definite. Nishtit. Bruhi. Please say, Shishyatem sadimam tam prapanna. I'm a disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Okay, done. Tamuvacha Rishikesha Prahasan Iva Bharata Senayor Ubhayo Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. Now, moment Krishna hears Arjuna speaking the whole first chapter, and after speaking the first chapter, the Arjuna feels he spoke so many things, but still Krishna was silent because he was not still in a position to take any knowledge. But moment Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, moment Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, that is when the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. Just wait a minute. So the question came here that after that, when Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, Krishna started smiling. Yes, Bhakti Mataji, we can take
Yes,
input.
Prabhuji.
What reason they feel people Krishna smile?
Please raise hands. I will unmute you. Prachuri Prabhuji, you're unmuted.
No, what is the question, Mataji?
Why Krishna smiled?
Because of the total surrender. Now he understands that Arjuna, who is totally confused because of his emotions swelling up within himself, has surrendered to him, that is Krishna, and asking him for his guidance, to handhold him and take him through the entire process of dissolving his doubts about this particular emotions he has.
Yes, Prabhuji. Anyone else?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
because Arjuna, Krishna smiled because Arjuna at last he surrendered and asking for the guidance. So that's why he is smiling, thinking of that thought. My feeling is that.
So finally, Arjuna has smiled. Arjuna has surrendered. Therefore, Krishna is smiling. Okay. Any other reason?
May I, Prabhuji?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes. The teacher arrives when the student awakes, is the saying. Here, the student in Arjuna has woken up and Krishna has understood it. Now is the time that I can introduce. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. So what are the reason? Bhakti Mataji?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
I felt that
Because a friend chose to become a disciple.
Yes. Because change of rasa. When just suppose
Yes.
your friend, you go to the college, is sitting like a student, Now, there is a change of rasa from sakya rasa to dasya rasa. So immediately smile comes whenever change of rasa will occur. Okay? And various reasons. Arjuna spoke so much nonsense, so he's smiling. He has surrendered to him. That is, and Krishna is waiting for opportunity to speak. Gita is happening now. Anna is smiling. So
Yes.
many reasons we can take out. Anna?
I felt that the question is not typical of Arjuna and therefore Krishna smiled.
So many reasons we can think of. They are typical because Krishna's arrangement it happened. Otherwise, Arjuna is like Hanuman. He should not have a doubt in serving Krishna. Very nicely painted. Krishna looks really smiling, and eyes of Krishna are so big and beautiful. Chala. Prahasan. Now, Krishna is the greatest of the Acharya. He's teaching us how to be a good guru. When Krishna speaks, first thing he smiles. Teacher should not get angry. I was telling you, when the teacher gets angry, the student heart breaks. He gets scared of the teacher. The teacher should not get angry. Rather, he should be happy, satisfied. Knowledge means you should be happy and satisfied. Otherwise, what's the use of your knowledge? So, first thing, Krishna smile. Did not get worked up. अरे अभी बोलना था पहले बताता ना अभी क्या बोल रहा है? Nothing. Krishna is peaceful. And then Krishna scolds Arjuna, but so gently scolding Arjuna that he will not get hurt. You see the scolding. Always a teacher has a right to scold the child. It's his right. Father, mother has a right to correct the child. But in a way, his heart is not broken. Learn again from Krishna. Ashochan anuvashocastvam pragya vadam bhashase gatasun agatasun cha nanu shochanti panditaha. Ashochan anuvashocastvam. You are lamenting for what is not worthy of lamentation. Pragya vadam bhashase. You're speaking like a very learned person. Gatasun agatasun cha. Those who are dead or those who are living, Pandita does not limit for any condition. There somebody has died, oh, Maria. He is peaceful. Somebody is cutting, is so injured and poor man begging. He is not disturbed by any stage of any. He is definitely merciful to everybody, but doesn't get worked on. He's peaceful. He knows Krishna is in complete control of the situation. And he knows we are not the body, we are spirit, soul. So his focus is on the soul. See, his eyes are fixed up. You can see that walking. He is not shouting, howling, crying. He's peaceful. Okay. Ashochan anvashocastam pragyavadam shabhasate gatasun agatasun cha nanu shochanti pandita. Very nice. So Krishna here tells Arjuna something interesting. He says, you're speaking like a learned man. Pragyavadam sabhashase, but learned people don't speak like this. What is the meaning? You're a fool, number one. But spoken in a way, it will not hurt you. Arjuna, you're speaking like a very learned person. But learned people don't speak all these things. What a knowledge, huh? Krishna is not open now. Now, Krishna is the Jagat Guru, Guru of all the Gurus. Now, when he's going to speak, he's going to be on the target. And in few words, Krishna will speak the first, just say, whenever in the college we teach, we request students always, please don't miss the first 10 minutes of the class. Because in that, the gist of the class is always there. Correct? Any teacher. So Krishna also being a supreme teacher, in the first shloka itself, he disagrees with two biggest deviations of philosophy in this world. One deviation and second deviation. I want now you to tell me in this shloka, Natu evam jatu nasam nattem nema janadipaha nachayavana bhavishyava sarve vatam ataparam. What are the two philosophies Krishna defeats and rejects? He doesn't reject. He does not agree with two philosophies which are very popular in the world. What are the two philosophies? Never will there a time I did not exist, nor you and all this king, nor in the future shall any one of us cease to be. Okay, Bhakti Mataji, take input.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So
Hare Krishna.
I want to add here, I think what Krishna wants to emphasize is like, don't worry about all this body part, rather focus on a soul, because you are always there. I was always there. You will be always there. I will be always, everyone will be always there. And this soul will be always there. That's what he's trying to say.
Also could be, yes.
I keep taking some, take 4-5 input, Bhakti Mataji. What are
Yes,
the two
yes.
philosophies Krishna is rejecting?
May I?
Yeah,
May
try.
Yes, yes.
Krishna being the eternal observer all through the various transformations of the soul,
Yes.
and is a super observer. He has seen what has happened, he has seen the past, he knows the present, he also knows the future.
Hmm.
And what has happened to this particular thing, the souls which have been liberated from these particular bodies, and what has happened to them. So these are the two truths, that I have seen the past, I have now seen the present, and I know what is going to happen in the future. The soul is going to remain the same, and it is going to go into some other lifafa. So, what is that you are talking about? And why are you? Not all these things or the future shall be any of us is to be. That is what I feel would be
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Chalo, what are the two philosophies repeated here?
Mayavadi philosophy.
How? How? Okay,
the.
let me basically speakers have spoken, but 1 hour angle I will say. One thing everybody spoke.
Prabhuji?
I'll just go faster. One philosophy is that, yes, Mataji, somebody wanted to say something.
Yeah, Prabhuji, Preeti here. Hare Krishna. I was reading the purport, and one point which stood out very strongly for me was, unless you open the bottle, you cannot taste the honey. So, unless you open up to Lord Krishna and accept him as a supreme Lord, the understanding of Gita itself starts unfolding only when you surrender completely as a soul. It's not about a body here. Am I saying the right thing, Prabhuji?
Wow, there is website is collapsing. Now, see, what is happening in the shloka? Please forgive me for little distraction because tomorrow morning the new batch starts, and this has been the largest registration ever for us since last 8 months. See, what is in this shloka? If you see, there are two angles. One angle is there was never a time that I was not there, you were not there, these kings will not be there. So one philosophy is called Shunyavad, atheism basically, also followed by Buddhism. In that, see, because we accept Buddha because we know he's Krishna himself, but we reject the philosophy. Why? Because it doesn't agree to the eternity of the soul. It says we come into being, Panchabhuta combined, and Shunya. We go back to the earth, all the Panchabhutas, and Shunyavat, I become nothing. Now, Krishna is saying that never is going to happen. Just like atheism, what does atheists say? With the birth you came into being, after death you are finished, isn't it? After you die, you must come back. That's the general society philosophy today. So Krishna said, I don't agree to that. We are always eternal. We are different from the body. And okay. Second philosophy is that which is called Advaitavad, which says me and God are same. We actually am God, but I've forgotten I'm God. And after some sadhana, I'll become God. Krishna said, I don't agree to that philosophy. Because I was there, you were there, these kings were there. It is since eternity, they'll continue to exist in eternity. They say in the rivers are going to the ocean, I become merged in God. Krishna says you can never merge in God. Your individuality is eternal. You are an eternal individual. I will always be there. I will never be finished. But only thing is that today my individuality is eternal, but my identity is changing. Identity is I'm an enjoyer, I'm a controller, I'm a child, I'm an old man. These are all false ego. We are not after ego. We are against false ego. We want real ego. I am a servant of the Lord. That's our eternal identity. I have to go back to my eternal identity, but no need to finish identity because that is changing. But my individuality is constant. I cannot be finished as a person. I always exist. So Natu Evam Jatu Nasam finishes, rejects two philosophies which are very popular in society today. When we talk to society, the people, either they're atheists, which is I think 50% people, they don't believe in God or soul, it's all waste of time. If they are interested in spiritual life, Generally, they prescribe to Advaita for today, with the presented by Shankaracharya, that what I am God is saying. So this is these two philosophies. Krishna does not. He's saying, no, I was always there. You're always there. These kings are always there. And eternity, why is he speaking about separately? You, me and this king, because separately these individualities will always exist. We are not, so Krishna says you can never join and merge in anything. You always remain an eternal individual. So individuality is eternal. And Krishna did it by how much? One shloka. He didn't many shlokas. In one shloka, Krishna is very clear what he wants to tell us. So we are always servant of the Lord. We never become one with God. We are first thing, we are soul. That is the first part of the shloka. Second part is we are different individuals and always as servant of the Lord. We eternally exist as separate individuals. Now then Krishna gives a proof here. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara prapti. Dhira. Dhira means a sober person. He understands the body is constantly changing, but it's the same person. That person is called sober. Dhiraha. Dhira means sober. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin. Some more corrected soul are given in this chapter. Nayam bhuta bhavita vanabhuyaha. Ajo nityo shashvatem purano. Na hanyate hanimani sarira. There is neither birth or death for the soul. Neither after coming to being, soul ever cease to be. Ajo, he is unborn. Nitya is eternal. Shashvatam constant. And the oldest. Na hanyate hanimani sarira. Vasansi, just like we change the dress, we change the body. Vasansi chinani yatha vyaya. Navani granati naro aparani. Just like when the old clothes become old, we throw away, take a new one. So the soul take new bodies, giving up the old ones. Nainam chindati shastrani, some more thing. The soul cannot be cut, neither it can burn, and neither it can dissolve in water, not dried by the wind. And after hearing all this, some people become surprised when they hear such kind of things there. Because periodic table, we have so many elements, nothing has a property like that. So Ashirya becomes surprised. Ashirya Vadati Kathaya Vikanya. Some people speak with surprise. Some people get surprised when they hear about the soul. Some people look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, some hear him amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Now, after this, I think this much is enough as a philosophy something for today. Now, I'm going to talk about one example from the Shastra by which you can understand this in a deep today about the soul. Now, this is the story of Chitraketu. Chitraketu, I'll tell you the brief story. Then there is a puppet show. You can see that. And it will very nicely explain the point. And I think we'll stop at that today. There's a heavy logistics pending still. Now, what happens is that there was a king called Chitraketu, which you can see here. This king. And then what happens with this king? He has no child, even though he has many, many wives. No child. He becomes very sad because of that. One day, one king called Angira come to his place, and Chitraketu requests him to help him. And so Angira Rishi saw he's very respectable and very polite. He said, "Tell me, what can I do for you? Why are you so sad?" He said, "I don't have a child." He said, "Okay, I'll get you a blessing from a devata. First time, worship him. And I'll get you some sweet rice." He said, "Please do." So he does some puja and offers some special prayer to the devata and gets some sweet rice for him as prasadam. He said, "Now give it to your any one wife, select one wife, and she will take this, and after that, she will, after some time, become pregnant, and then she will give a child to you." I said, "Okay, that's wonderful." So he does that. He gives him a sweet rice after offering to the devata, and he gives it to one of his wives called Kritadyuti. Now, Kritadyuti, after she, take the sweet rice, after some time with the king, she gets a child. And the Angira had told him, make the child name Harshashoka, because it will give you a lot of happiness, but also will make you very sad. Okay, so he went ahead and he He went ahead and he had a child. Angira Rishi went ahead. Now the wives of the king became envious because king was only now giving attention to his queen, Kritadyuti, was ignoring all other queens. So he became so envious, and out of anger, they gave poison to the child because they thought because the child only this all is happening. When the queen saw the child has died, she almost fainted. I sent a word to the king, and king was in so much pain. Again and again, he was falling to the ground unconscious. Whole kingdom used to love the king. As such, he was a very good king. And they also crying. Whole kingdom was crying in pain, seeing the king in so much pain. Again, Angira Rishi comes with Narada. First, they comes in a dressed up so that he cannot identify. And they start instructing the king. Why you are crying? Why you are crying like an animal? You don't understand. You're not the body. So I request him to understand the philosophy that as a soul we go to different bodies. King hears that, and gradually he comes to spiritual platform. Okay, so I will take this opportunity to show you a beautiful puppet show now on Chitra Ketu.
In the province of Surasena, there was a king named Chitraketu, who ruled the entire earth. During his reign, the earth produced great quantities of fruits, flowers, herbs, and grains. King Chitraketu had 10 million wives, but he did not receive a child from any one of them.
Everyone should understand my sad story. Although I am young, powerful, and rich, still I'm not happy. Alas, alas, yes, I have hundreds and thousands of beautiful queens, and yet none of them bring me happiness. Who's that? Oh, it is the great sage Angira. Oh, sage, welcome to my palace grounds.
My dear King Chitraketu, thank you very much.
Please sit here. Allow me to sit at your feet. Kindly accept this feast, for your pleasure is my satisfaction.
You are very kind, and I'm most pleased with the respect that you have shown, King Chitraketu. Now, tell me, how is everything going within your kingdom?
The kingdom is going well, Angira. I have a full treasury. My enemies have all been defeated. I've killed all the thieves of my kingdom, and all the citizens are happy.
However, I can see that you are not happy. Your face is pale with worry.
Yes, you are correct. I'm not happy. And the reason is simply that I don't have a son.
Now I can fully understand your problem. Would you like me to help you?
I beg you to kindly do something so that I may have a son.
Very well. To fulfill your desire, I will go and perform a sacrifice to the demigod Tusta. Then I will return.
Thank you, Angira. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you think that he can actually do it? I know Angira has many powers. Oh, I hope he's successful because I want a son. My son.
Chitraketu, I have performed the sacrifice. Here is sweet rice, a remnant of the sacrifice. Give it to your foremost queen, Krita Duty, and you will have your son.
Krita Duty! Krita Duty! Krita Duty, come immediately! Krita Duty! I want you to eat the sweet rice. Quickly, quickly! Eat it quickly!
Great king, now you shall have your son, and he will be the cause of great happiness. But he will also be the cause of great, great sadness.
I wonder what Angira meant by that. It is not important, though. At least I will have my son.
In due course of time, a son was born to the king and his wife. As the boy grew with each passing day, so also the love of Chitraketu grew for his son.
Have you all heard the news? I have my son. Here, I'm giving some charity. Everyone should get some. Elephants, horses, cows, gold, villages, anything. Whatever you want, you'll get. Just please bless my son so that he will have a long life and become strong and famous and wealthy and... Oh, here he comes now. Oh, come to Papa. Oh, isn't he wonderful? Say something to the people now. Did you hear that? He said my name. Krita Duty. Oh, doesn't he look just like me? The future king of the world. My son, my son. Now it's time for my son's nap, so we'll have to go. But don't worry, you'll have a chance to see him later. Let's go, Krita Duty. Say goodbye now, son. Come on. Oh, he's so intelligent, isn't he?
My son, my son, my son. That's all we hear. I haven't seen the king 2 times since his son was born.
He only loves that Krita Duty who gave him his son.
He has no time and love for us. We are certainly useless and very unfortunate.
Now isn't the time for crying, for I have spent enough time alone in my room feeling sorry for myself.
What do you think we should do?
I have a plan. It is not a pretty plan, but it will work. And to tell you the truth, that is all that I care about.
Anything would be better than the way things are now. Tell me more.
Yes, I will. Come with me. This plan will solve all our problems, and it will solve them for good. My son, my darling little boy, you have made my life worthwhile and filled it up with joy. My son, my son. Come, loved one, come to mother. It is time for your nap now. Hop into bed. That's right. Feel safe, oh wonderful child. Feel safe and know that we all love you so much. Now, I must go and tell your father that our darling is safe and soundly sleeping. Oh, wonderful and beautiful child, take gentle rest. My son, my son.
My son, my son.
Shh, quietly, quietly. All we have to do is give this deadly poison to the little darling. And
the poison will do the rest.
I'll do it.
gentle and long rest.
Now is the time to wake up the wonderful joy of my life, for he has already slept too long. Wake up, my darling little boy.
What has happened, my wife? Has something happened to my son? To my... Oh!
What have you done? You're so cruel. Have you no mercy? My son, my very life. No, you can't take him from me like this. I won't let you. Chitraketu, King Chitraketu, please request our son to come back. Please, King, do something. Please tell him to come back.
As the king and queen lamented, their friends joined them in crying. All the citizens became almost unconscious due to grief. All except two.
O king, why are you crying? Your son is lying there before you.
You should not joke at a time like this. My son has died.
But the same body that you loved is still there. What is the difference between your son's body when you loved him and played with him, and now when you simply are crying over him?
Who are you? Why are you asking all these questions?
I want you to understand the body of your son, the soul within the body.
Yes, but it was my son.
Who was your son? Your son is here. But the soul who made you love your son has gone to another body.
But you don't understand.
The soul always past. It will always exist in the future. There's no reason to cry when the eternal soul moves to another body.
Oh, great liberated person. You are, of course, correct. The pain I'm now feeling comes only to those who have no knowledge. Please free me from the pain of thinking that my son has died, and please give me real knowledge.
My dear king, when you desired to have a son, I came to you.
It's in here.
As for this Rishi, his name is Great Narad Muni.
Oh, great sages, please instruct me, for I have no understanding of the soul. I am just like a pig or a dog, for I have no real knowledge.
You should not be so upset over the loss of your son. Actually, when I came to your palace, I could have given you this sublime transcendental knowledge.
Why didn't you instruct me then? Your gift of a son has caused me so much pain.
You could not hear then because you wanted a son and nothing else. But now you are experiencing the misery material attachment brings.
Yes, I am actually experiencing that.
One's pleasures in the material world, like one's kingdom, military power, treasury, friends, and relatives, are actually the cause of one's miseries and fears, because they only last as long as a dream. King Chitraketu,
Yes, Sri Narada.
Carefully try to understand who you are, where you have come from before you were in this body, and where you are going when you leave this body.
Who am I? Please show me clearly who I am.
If you understand that you are an eternal soul, you will have knowledge and obtain peace. My dear king, behold, by my powers, I will bring your dead son back to life. O living entity,
Return to this body. Your father and mother and all of your relatives are crying with great unhappiness because of your passing away.
Oh, my father and mother are crying? Which ones are my father and mother?
Son, don't you recognize me? I'm your father, your daddy.
In which birth were you my father? I'm a soul. I have had dog fathers, cat fathers, lion fathers, and frog fathers. All these relationships do not last very long.
But son, come back. Mother and I love you.
So you love me as your son. But maybe, just maybe, in my last life, I was your enemy, and I have died at such a young age just to give you pain.
You might be that thief that I had killed.
No, I am a soul, and the soul never takes birth or dies. I am an eternal, tiny spark of God, and my real business is to serve Him. I travel from body to body, fulfilling all my desires. When will I desire to serve Krishna and be free?
This knowledge makes me so sad. I can no longer enjoy my family or friends.
Why does it make you sad? It will free you from suffering and allow you to serve God. With your permission, Sri Narada, I will leave now.
By your grace, Narada and Angira, I can actually understand that the living being is not his body. My child is not his body, and I am not my body. My illusion is now finished.
Now you must perform your duty by carrying out the dead child's funeral ceremony. After doing so, Narada Muni will teach you a prayer, a very powerful prayer. If you chant it with great care, you will see the Supreme Lord face to face.
Thank you, Angira. I can never repay my debt to you.
After performing the funeral ceremony, King Chitraketu left for the forest and bathed in the sacred waters of the river Jamuna. There he learned a wonderful prayer from Narada Muni. As Chitraketu practiced the prayer, his mind became more and more purified until he was cleansed of all material desires. At that time, completely fixed in Krishna consciousness, King Chitraketu received the greatest benediction of his life. The Lord personally appeared before him in his beautiful four-handed form.
Because you have accepted the instructions of the great sages Narada and Angira, you have become completely perfect and seen me face to face. I am the sound of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Neither this transcendental sound or the form of the deity are material. They are spiritual and eternal. If you accept this with great faith and apply it to your life, you will attain me and return to my eternal abode.
By the mercy of the great devotees, Angira and Narada Muni, King Chitraketu was freed of all material desire and thus became a pure devotee of the Lord.
Hare Krishna, very nice video.
Hare
Amazing.
Krishna.
Yes, so finally, Gopinath Mataji, so many people are there. You have access. Locate this video and share in your group. I wanted to spend more time today, but the reality is website is down now under heavy load. 500 to 600 people now per hour are registering. So I should attend to that. Okay. Today was also the disappearance day of Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. He is the great Acharya. He is a guru of Srila Prabhupada. I will enclose the PDF. I made a PPT on him today, but I should be going now. Okay. Hare Krishna. Please take care. And
Hare
we need
Krishna.
a lot of help. All those who have not taken admin role or some services, please do contact Shivani Mataji. We need a lot of volunteers. Hare Krishna. Pancha kalpatarudasya kripa sindhave cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavanavam anant koti vaishnavindaki. Thank you very much. We'll meet you next week. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It was a nice puppet show. This was really cute puppet show, no? Very cute.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.